Not too long ago, MomoCon hosted the amazing digital circus panel with Gooseworx, Alex Rosen, and Lizzie Freeman, who voices Kane and Pomni. During the panel, they answered some fascinating questions about the series, giving us a lot of additional information. For those who don't know, MomoCon is a fan convention where animation, comic book, and video game fans gather, often dressing up in costumes as their favorite characters. MomoCon also features discussions from writers and designers of popular TV series and games. This year, Glitch was invited to the event and had their own merchandise booth. There was also a special panel for the amazing digital circus, from which I've gathered some interesting details to share with you. One of the first questions asked during the panel was how the creators felt about the pilot episode racking up over 300 million views. Gooseworx responded that she originally expected the pilot to rack up about half of the number of views that the pilot episode of Murder Drones garnered, which is currently at 50 million. It's safe to say that Gooseworx may have slightly underestimated the show's potential. The next question asked what made the amazing digital circus so popular. The creators explained that it is a unique and fresh show, offering viewers bright and colorful animation that is also funny. It also has deeper themes, such as Pomni anxiety and how she deals with it. Gooseworx noted that she thinks people relate to the characters easily and consider them iconic in their own way. This is certainly true. I can relate to many characters. For example, Pomni has anxiety, which everyone faces at times, but it goes away with time, and Regatha is selfless and often puts others before herself. Jax, on the other hand, is selfish and has a slightly sinister side, reflecting the fact that we all do bad things sometimes. Finally, there's Zubul, who sometimes prefers to be alone. It's not that she hates the circus, it's just that sometimes she needs to be alone. The conversation then turned to how Gooseworx came up with the idea for the show. She said that the concept was born after Glitch approached her about creating a series. Gooseworx had already done animation before working on the amazing digital circus, so it's exciting to see an indie studio like Glitch provide a space for smaller artists. She also revealed that the main inspiration for the series came from video games from the late 90s and early 2000s, which have surreal elements that are evident in the character of Kane. Kane can make his eyeballs fly and even kick a soccer ball, as we saw in the trailer. An interesting question was asked about how many episodes have been recorded so far, to which the answer was 5. This gives us hope that the upcoming episodes will come out much faster than episode 2, which came out a little over 6 months after the pilot. There is a possibility that episode 2 will be released in early fall. Since Glitch has already released episode 8 of Murder Drones, they won't want to neglect the audience and delay the episode. Gooseworx was also asked about how she came up with the character names, which is quite intriguing. After Remember appeared in the game and forgot her name, Kane used a random name generator to give her a name. Interestingly, this isn't too far off from Gooseworx's method in real life. She mentioned that she often combines syllables to create names and then searches them on Google to make sure they aren't offensive or inappropriate. That makes sense, given the unusual variations in names. Another question concerned Kofmo. Gooseworx explained that she initially developed the idea for Kofmo, but then realized after creating Regatha that the two characters were too similar. Both were positive characters, and there would not be enough contrast between them. After creating Jax, she decided that one character had to go, as there wouldn't be enough room for all of them in the show. Otherwise, in my opinion, the show would be too crowded. She thought about eliminating Kaufmo, but then decided that Kaufmo's character could still be useful to illustrate the concept of abstraction, an important theme in the circus, as it is akin to death for the characters. Through the character of Kaufmo, one can show what happens to circus performers when they abstract themselves. It is obvious that Kaufmo was too focused on the exit door, and he lost his mind, perhaps because others pushed him away. This makes me think that Kaufmo may have already fulfilled his role, and we won't see him again, except maybe in short flashbacks, since focusing on him could take time away from the living characters. Perhaps other members of the circus will only mention him or talk about him, but we'll have to wait and see. This discussion raises another question. I was wondering if Kaufmo could get his own episode in the form of a flashback where we could see him for a significant portion of the episode. We know there will be 9 episodes, but the circus members are only 6, which makes me wonder who will be in the spotlight throughout the season. It's entirely possible that some characters will be focused on for multiple episodes, especially Remember as the main character. which makes sense. Another question asked what the voice actors in Gooseworx would like to see in the characters. Everyone agreed that they would like to see Jax get what he deserves, and Gooseworx confirmed that Jax would face some consequences, implying that something significant would happen to him. I think this could lead to a storyline where Jax goes through a transformation. In the trailer, we see him in an uncharacteristic role. He works at a fast food restaurant that he probably looks down on. Perhaps this experience will help him become a better person, realizing that he continues to face the consequences of his behavior. There's also the possibility that other members of the circus could unite against Jax, but hopefully that won't happen. Maybe Jax will change for the better. I'm not entirely sure because despite his negative behavior towards Regatha and Gangla, they mostly just ignored him and moved on with their lives. However, I'm sure they will eventually confront him, perhaps try to explain to him that his actions are despicable. Or perhaps they will reach a breaking point, leading to a backlash. We saw everyone at Kaufmo's funeral except for Jax, and in Pomni's dream, we didn't see Jax's hand, which could be foreshadowing that Jax might end up being excluded. This could prompt him to start changing, realizing he doesn't want to be alone in the circus, as isolation leads to abstraction, as seen with Kaufmo. Another answer pertained to Kane, with Alex, Kane voice actor, expressing a desire to see Kane be more vulnerable. This is intriguing, and I'm not entirely sure how that would work, considering Kane is an AI, a robot, a piece of code. However, Gooseworx mentioned that we will see Kane more emotional side. What does that even mean? How can a computer be vulnerable? If I open Google and ask for restaurant directions, it doesn't care where I want to eat. So how does Kane have emotions? This sounds strange, but it's probably one of the most interesting pieces of information revealed during the panel. Alex also expressed a wish to see Gangle go berserk, to which Gooseworx replied that Gangle definitely goes somewhere, encouraging us to stay tuned for episode 4. This might suggest that Gangle could go insane and abstract in episode 4. While we can't be certain that Gooseworx's comment means Gangle will abstract, it's a possibility. Perhaps Gangle will be the focus of episode 3 alongside Zubul, as Gooseworx has mentioned that episode 3 will focus on Zubul and another character. We might learn more about Gangle before possibly seeing her abstract in episode 4. Although this would be heartbreaking, the amazing digital circus deals with heavy themes, and we may eventually lose one or more characters to abstraction. Gangle could potentially be the first. Share your theory with me in the comments, and I will definitely read them and add the best comments to the next issue. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here.